6th episode of Morning Coffee and Chat. No one's in here right now. Give me a chance to get everything all synced in together. There he is, right there. A little love for myself up there. Let me see here. Hey, Steven. Good morning, bud. Hope you're doing good this morning. Oh, man, oh, man, oh, man. This weekend was a drainer. I am so exhausted right now. I've been up since just a couple minutes after 3. Already working on the first video. My God Almighty. Physically, emotionally, mentally, I am strapped. It's absolutely wow. Oh, dang the tinnitus. Dang the tinnitus. Ugh. Ringing in the ears, ringing in the ears. So I hope you're doing okay. Hope you had a good weekend. We were on yesterday evening for just a little bit, couple hours. They were doing a fundraiser for a young girl that needs a very specially trained service dog. And got a little bit of Danny live from the fundraiser, and lost him. There was some inclement weather and stuff like that that really kind of interfered with the stream. So we finished off the live stream last night on our own, and good morning, Santee. Hope you're doing well this morning. I mean, it's Monday. I mean, how well could a person be doing on a Monday? I mean, seriously. Man, I am still feeling the effects of this weekend. I started working on the first video this morning, just a few minutes after 3. And, I mean, I croaked out last night. Don't get me wrong. I laid down on the floor, put my feet up against my back massager. I must have walked 20 miles this weekend. It's a little over 20, 25, 30 acres. But the constant day and night from, 9 o'clock in the morning until 3 o'clock in the morning, just constantly walking, moving around. My dogs were barking. So I laid down on the floor last night, put my feet up against my massager, and passed out. I woke up about 2 hours after I fell asleep. The wife was just going to bed, so I was able to crawl up in bed with her and tell her good night, and I was dead. Minutes, not even minutes. I would say, I took 2 or 3 puffs off a cigar and passed out, and woke up at 3 o'clock. Came in here. The first video was going to be all of the history of the location, the things that's happened there, to the volunteers and the people that work there, things that happened while the city of David was in operation. There's a lot. There's a lot. But man, I'll tell you what, this is the kind of place that even somebody who's not interested in the supernatural could go to and be just completely dumbfounded, listening to all the stories, the history, the things that's happened to other people there. It's Debbie's really good at telling the history, telling the stories. She don't forget nothing. So, yep, be working on that video, get it out. It'll probably be out before noon, I would say. And then I'll start working on video number 2 to come out on Tuesday or Wednesday. But yep, like I said, I hope everybody had a good weekend. We sure did. Can't wait to go back. Of course, next weekend, Mark and I are going to be taking off and heading for Napanee, Indiana for the Days of Blue and Gray Civil War reenactment. Yep, I got breakfast. I wound up ordering Chinese at lunchtime. So, found a little Chinese place. Well, I took off walking north, and hey G, good to see you. I'm gonna quit rattling and catch up on some of these comments here. But yeah, I did get breakfast. I wound up walking north towards Benton Harbor, and got about a half mile down the road. Didn't see anything in sight, so I turned around and walked about 800 yards south of the entrance to the curb and looked, and didn't see any stores in sight. So I went back to the office and asked them at the office if there was a place that would deliver, and they named off quite a few places, and I found a little Chinese place and ordered food. Of course, you know, much like most places, when you order over the phone, I'm just going to say it, they screwed me over. They had small and large helpings on the menu, and one was, $5.99, one was $8.99, and for the fried shrimp and Chinese vegetables and stuff. And then it was $3.99 for 2 egg rolls, and it was $4.99 for 4 steamed dumpling. And I told them, I'd like a large, and they sent me a family meal. So the guy delivers it to me and tells me the price. What should have been less than $15 was actually $36. So, needless to say, that took the last of my money. I think I have $4 and change left in my pocket from over $100 I started the weekend with. So I had to wind up buying the drinks and the food and stuff to start the investigation. And a couple other people stepped in and bought some more hot dogs and buns and condiments over the weekend. And that was about the extent of it. Out of like 12 people there, 3 people supplied food, and then of course, you know, Debbie, our hostess there, she went out and bought more hot dogs and buns and ice cream and marshmallows and stuff like that for everybody, since we had the big communal campfire right by the train depot. So Danny and I both gave her money, since all that money comes out of the donations and stuff for the facility. And we made sure and gave her money to help cover the cost of all that, because they already lost, you know, a few $100s on us, giving us cabins to stay in and everything else. So I just couldn't see them wasting their donations that could go back into keeping that place alive and rejuvenating it and everything, spending that money on us. So all right, let me see here, getting back up here. Mark won't be coming, his gun jammed, he was captured by the Viet Cong. Poor Mark. I feel so sorry for Mark, man. He, after getting in an accident in Chicago, and, you know, luckily he's okay. The damage to the car is cosmetic. I'm not worried about the car. Yes, it's a new car. Yes, I'm sorry that his car got damaged, but I'm more concerned with Mark, and I'm glad he's okay. He almost gave up. He sent me a message. He told me, he said, man, it's so bad. He said, this was the straw. He goes, I almost went over to Peoria and sold everything. He said there were so many things that made me, or that was like obstacles to get that weekend rolling. He said he just about went over there and sold it all. So I'm glad he didn't. He really likes doing Vietnam era, and he'll be back. G's here. Good morning, Candy. Good to see you, love. Pocket Watch. Howdy. I'm glad you're here, bud. Oh, yeah. Yep. 36 bucks. Needless to say, I won't be ordering from that Chinese place anymore. That hurt. That hurt. I started off the weekend with $129 on my PayPal card and spent $120 of it. So yeah, I'm and I got the Civil War event coming up this weekend, and then the next weekend we have the Winchester House in Elkhart, Indiana. Not the Winchesters like Winchester Arms, but it's a different branch of the family. Everybody in the Elkhart area knows this place is haunted. It sat empty for almost 7 decades, and no one touched it. Nobody wanted to go in there. Nobody wanted nothing to do with that place. So, Santee, you have yourself a good day, bud. Sorry you got to start your week off with a Monday. But I mean, you know. But you take care, and I hope the wife is feeling better. Hope she's enjoying summer break. So, you take care of yourself. We'll talk to you later. But yeah, I've already been busy this morning working on video number 1. I've just about got all the video laid out. and then I've got to go back through and do the music and everything on it. So it should be out early today. Not, you know. Of course, we broadcast a little bit yesterday for the fundraiser for the little girl that needs the special service dog. Um, I have not heard yet how the fundraiser went for them in Sturgis, Michigan, but by the looks of the crowd, as long as the weather held out, they done well. Of course, Jan found out about the what's it called, the Bon Jovi organization that John set up that helps people in bad situations. I forwarded that information on, the contact information for them. Hopefully they can help them come up with the remainder of the monies they need to get this dog trained for Harmony. Good morning, Jan. Good to see you, love. Hope you're doing well this morning. The investigation this weekend, guys, like I said yesterday during the fundraiser stream, this thing was epic. I am feeling the pain. It is mental, it is physical, it is emotional. We must have walked 20 miles over Friday afternoon and Saturday. That place is just huge, and it has got years. It's got over 100 years of reports of activity there. It just, wow. Yeah, makes your hair hurt, man. Anybody who has a chance to investigate the city of David and Eden Springs needs to do it. I'm going to tell you right now, I don't care where you go. I don't care what investigations you've done. This place is intense. You cannot walk 5 feet on that property without some device just going absolutely haywire. And it is intelligible communication. Direct responses to your questions, direct comments to statements you make. I can't wait to go back. Tommy and I were already talking yesterday evening about coming back and trying to do like a 3-day stay over, so we have more time to delve in. We couldn't hit all the buildings. I'll be honest with you. But the place was so active that as we sat around the fire, because they had a big fire ring right next to the train depot. Debbie's brother Jeff kept a good fire going for us. No matter where you sat around that fire, you were seeing things out behind everybody. You were seeing Trevor from What Goes Bump in the Night. His girlfriend was sitting across the fire ring from me, looking between me and Nate, Tommy's friend from Illinois, that come in to help out and film and everything. She was seeing things moving in the train depot, peeking out around corners, looking up over signs, things like that. You know, I'm sitting looking out towards the old baseball diamond. You're seeing shadows move in the trees. And at one point on Saturday night, we were sitting there, and I said, Does anybody still have their camera?" And Randy's like, "Yeah, I do." I said, "Right out there, that grouping of trees right there, we need a camera with night vision." He pulls his camera up, kicks it up, and you see something peek out around a tree. I mean, all you saw was like from here up around, down over the shoulder, like something was just looking out around a tree. And we sat and watched it. We watched it move back behind the tree. We watched it peek back out. Um, Trevor and Tommy both walked out to the tree, and we're sitting there, we're watching this thing. And they're moving their hands up and down the tree, and they said, "No, it's flat, there's nothing here." And we're watching this thing move from one side of the tree to the other. They're moving their hand right through it. And you've got this dark tree, then you've got this lighter figure sitting there. And we're all watching it. And Trevor's girlfriend or fiance, she's like, "No, it's right there. You're touching it. You're touching it." He said, "There's nothing here." And I mean, it was like that the whole time. The whole time. Of course, you know, I was running home base for a while, so I was filming the campfire area where the ball teams would all go and sit after the games. They still conduct 1920 style baseball games out there, since House of David had 3 semi-pro teams that played all over the Midwest and stuff. And I'm sitting there and I'm filming the fire ring, and I've got the camera set where when a human walks by, you've just got this bright white, figure moving around the fire. And I'm actually getting a transparent figure standing between where Debbie's sitting at and the fire. You can see it back about 10 feet from her, and it's the perfect out shape of a person, and they've either got their hands down at their side, they've either got them crossed, or they've got their hands clasped, and you can see right through this thing. And it stays there for like a half hour, just right next to the fire. And then we come to find out, when I mentioned it to Debbie a little bit later, we found out that Chet, one of the ball players that's played for the team for several years, just died on June 1st. And that was his favorite place to go. So he always looked forward to the fires after the ball game. And yeah, it was a very enlightening place. So, like I said, the first video is going to be all of the history on the location, all of the supernatural occurrences that's happened there since it was purchased from the volunteers and the workers and stuff. And there's a lot. There's a lot. I'm already sitting over 40 minutes into the video, and she is still talking about everything happening there. Good morning, Marco. Good to see you, mi amigo. Hope you're doing good. Of course, as soon as I get this video up over the history of the paranormal activity and stuff, I will start working on the next video. There's probably going to be 2 or 3. I will warn you guys right now. As a matter of fact, we'll just say there's probably going to be 3 videos. So, It's insane. So, happy Monday to everybody. I hope your weekend went well. I hope everybody had a little bit of fun this weekend. Busy, busy, busy. Yep, that's exactly how I look at it, man. It's just another day and a week. I do the same thing every day. And I love doing it, or I wouldn't do the same thing every day. I just poured that cup of coffee, and for some reason it's chilled out. Guess I just got to drink it faster. A brand new week. And then next weekend I got to do it all over again, and the next weekend I'm going to do it all over again, and probably the next weekend's just going to be like just an evening investigation. I think Mark and I are going to start hitting some cemeteries again. Good morning, Taryn. Hope you're doing good this morning, dear. But yep, the video, video number 1 in our City of David series will be out, if not by noon, early afternoon. Like I said, I've got over 40 minutes now, and it's just the history of the paranormal activity, the history of the religion, the history of the grounds, dating clear back to before the Potawatomi were there. It actually used to be Miami Indian land, and the Potawatomi came in and pushed them south into Indiana, and the Potawatomi were there when the French were exploring this area in the 17th century. So constant changing of hands of the land. Of course, Colonel Eastman, who was who owned the place before City of David moved in, when they discovered the natural springs that travel all over this property, as they were exploring, following the streams, the springs, they found exposed Native American bones. There is no history of what happened to those, but it was much like I was saying last week about the place. The Potawatomi were very, very big, going clear out along this side of Lake Michigan and the other, and they always buried their dead very close to the villages so people could constantly visit their elders and stuff. And so, like I said, Colonel Eastman, when he was exploring his property, he found Native American remains. So we now know there is a burial ground right there somewhere along the path of the natural springs. So, alright, let me see here. My God. It's still not doing well. My god brother's still not doing well. Can't be left alone, so I'm going to stay with him while his wife goes to appointments for work. Good. Help him out where you can, definitely. I never heard of that religion. Yeah, I don't actually know the name of the religion, but they were actually less of a cult and more of a they were very Christian-like in their beliefs, except they believed that there were 7 basically angels that would make themselves known before the end times. They didn't believe in cutting their hair. They didn't believe in cutting their beard. They were very old world Christian like there. As they believed, 2,000 years ago when Christ was walking the earth, that you didn't cut your hair, you didn't cut your beard. Those were signs of your religion. They were symbols of your strength. Hence the story of Samson and Delilah. She weakens him by cutting his hair in his sleep. So, hope you're doing well fishing. Let me see here. PSA. If OBS loses a file, it will prevent any other sounds from playing until the files are found or a source is deleted. I'm actually kind of glad you mentioned losing sound. Something tried to zap this camera when we were doing the train station at the end of Saturday night, the Roundhouse. So I had to switch to my new phone to record, and we were getting a lot of activity in that Roundhouse. I went from 51% power to 2% power in about 8 minutes. My phone started dying, so I hurried up and switched out from this one to my new one, and I recorded either 6 or 7 short video segments of our investigation of the Roundhouse at the end of the night. No sound. None of them have sound. I was going over them this morning, transferring them from the new phone over to this one that I do everything on. I even went back to my new phone and I watched them. None of them have any sound whatsoever. It's like, are you kidding me? So I just basically lost 15 minutes of footage, 20 minutes of footage. Because I've got beautiful footage. No sound. Oh, I'm so pissed. I'm so pissed. That's never happened before. Never happened before. Oh, God, let me see here. So fishing's here, man. Hope you're looking forward to your hope you're looking forward to your 4 days off, bud. I know how hard you work. Just spent a month figuring out. I did 5 shows with no tricks or gimmicks. Just me asking questions. Oh yeah, tell me about it, Taryn. It does suck. It does suck, especially when you know that you've got excellent footage and there's a lot of activity. I just don't understand why there's no sound. I went back, I checked all the settings on the phone, everything, and it recorded 0 sound. There's not even clicking, popping, nothing. It's almost like you recorded a TV set with all the sound turned down, the fans off, the air conditioner off, the windows closed. It is dead silence. And I don't understand why. I've never used OBS before. So glad I don't have to worry about it screwing up on me. That's why I stick with the good old-fashioned recorder. I'm going to eventually attempt DRV. Oh. But yeah, financially it was a terrible weekend because, nobody else had any money to buy food or anything. And, old Daddy Drew took care of everything. Now why did you pop up? What is going on with this equipment this morning? Direct radio voice, amazing shit. I and see, that's something I want to do in the future. I want to invest in better sound equipment. I actually had somebody leave a message on a video last week. I think they left it on an older video. They told me, dude, you do excellent videos, you got shitty sound. You need such and such sound equipment, such and such this, such and such this, and you will get incredible sound out of it. And I said, well, first I asked him, I started messaging him and I asked him, what's this and this and this cost? And he told me. And I'm like, that's probably why I don't have that equipment right now. It's like $500 or something like that for these microphones, these recorders and stuff. And I said, well, that's probably why I don't have it yet. He said, well, we need to get your channel built up so you can get better donations and you can afford that really cool equipment, because that's exactly what you need. That's what's keeping your videos from being perfect, is the sound quality. Like, well, son of a... I use a bargain bin mic. I'm a little low, but everyone likes it. And see, that's what I've got, are bargain bin mics. But it's the fact of an external recording system versus using just the recording system on your device. That way you've got two sources of recording in case one fails. So it's kind of like those dudes that used to walk around with the under the arm on the sling reel-to-reel recorders with the big mic. So I can get you set up a lot cheaper. I don't even spend $500 on equipment. Hey, Chad, good to see you, bud. Good to see you. Let me think. What was I wanted to talk to you about something, and I didn't have any way to contact you. Oh, I know what it was. I talked to Cassie the other day during your podcast before the weekend, and was trying to figure out how to get the scheduling to get you on Unrestricted Paranormal's Wednesday evening podcast with Danny and I from Unrestricted. She said that June didn't look good, but that she was going to try to, or she was going to get you scheduled for Ghostorama in August. So, but we could talk more about it if you want to, and everybody here knows it, so I'm just going to go on and put it up here. If you want to contact me, on Messenger, that's my name on Messenger, so you can contact me on there. We can talk more about it later on. Let me see here, but I appreciate that. I really do. I could use the I could definitely use the help trying to find the stuff, but I need the first to get it, so might not be explaining. He's really amazing. It uses a radio white noise wave that's not attached to any tower or radio frequency in the world. Very nice. Might not be explaining that right. Check out Von Yakovetti's page. Von Yak Paranormal, or Entity Voices Paranormal, or Live Investigations in Kreischer Mansion. He explains the whole thing and the setup for an evening show. My work schedule is changing at the end of the month. I'm reluctant to schedule anything new until I know what my schedule will be. Okay. Yeah, I know Danny said something when he was on the cast or podcast the other day. He said something about having you on, and starting this Wednesday evening, I'm going to start co-hosting with him on Unrestricted. So I love doing podcasts. I love hosting podcasts. I love guesting on podcasts. It's so much fun. It's so much fun. But yeah, like I said something to Cassie about it the other day, and she said that June was going to be kind of iffy, but we would check later. But yeah, it's an evening thing. Now, if we have to, we will pre-record on a Tuesday night. But Danny's part of the Masonic Lodge, so the first Wednesday of every month we pre-record on Tuesday and play on Wednesday, but the second, third, and fourth week of the month we just do it live on Wednesday night. So, we're more than willing to work with you. We find somebody interesting, man, we're going to work with them to try to get them on there. And, I've had Molly on here. Cassie was supposed to join me but couldn't because crappy reception or whatever, but would love to sit and talk to you because you do some interesting stuff, and I know you've got some interesting stories. Let's see here, when you get voices on that work, no radio frequency, not work, okay. Love doing the show and others. Oh, I know, I do too. Excellent, I'll keep that in mind. I'll definitely know more after June. Okay, that sounds good. Doing a freaking awesome paranormal show this Tuesday. Para-Urban. What's up, Derek? Good to see you, bud. Good to see you. Oh, but yeah, guys, I'm telling you, anybody, and I'll continue to say it. I don't think no matter how hard you tried, you will find a more intense place than what we done this weekend. I mean, literally, you can't walk 5 feet without some device going apeshit crazy. I don't care if it's a K2, I don't care if it's an EMF detector, I don't care if it's a voice box, I don't care what it is. You can't walk 5 feet on this property without something happening. I mean, it is just, it blew my mind. It blew my mind. I have got so much footage. I'm going to have to do 3 videos. That's all there is to it. I mean, this first video that I am working on, I said it earlier, the first one I'm working on right now is strictly the history of the grounds, the history of the religion, and the history of all of the paranormal activity that has happened there that's documented. That's it. And it's almost an hour now. It's sitting just over 40 minutes. As soon as I get it uploaded today, I will start automatically working on the next video, which is going to be the beginning of the investigation. And God only knows where that's going to go. It is nuts. It is nuts. I've never seen anything like this. And I mean, it's nothing scary. There's nothing evil there. The oddest thing there is an entity that they believe is an elemental. Fae folk, a native spirit, whatever. And it is it's a practical joker. They talk about in one of the video or one of the segments on the video, they talk about repairing some of the buildings, and the building that he's mostly seen around is the old lion house where they kept the big cats at, and it sits away from the other buildings on the edge of the ravine and in the edge of the really thick forest. And when they were doing repairs out there and stuff, somebody would sit down a tool, sit down a coffee cup, something like that, turn over here to do something, reach back for it, and it's gone. Debbie, our hostess, volunteer out there and caretaker for the property, she talks about one girl out there working, and she had one of those modern lanterns and set it down, turned around to do something, came back to pick it up, it was gone. And they found it 2 days later up in the tower of the old hotel. All right, Jan, you take care, dear, and I hope the brother's okay and doing well. I'm planning on being on tonight. It depends on how exhausted I am at the end of the day. Right now, I am still feeling the effects of the weekend. My legs and feet are killing me. So we will see. But right now, I'm planning on being on here tonight. So hopefully, we'll see you then. But yeah, they found that lantern up in the top in the tower of the hotel. There's no floor up there. There's no ladder going up or no staircase. They had to get a ladder and have people stabilize that ladder and go up it, and this thing was hanging on a nail on one of the windows. And they said that they were scared to death to go up in there because it's so old and so dilapidated. That's one of the buildings they haven't got to start remodeling and rejuvenating yet. Trees have fallen on it. 100 years of weathering and stuff has just completely dilapidated this poor thing. And yeah, they said they were scared to death to go up there and pull that lantern down, but that was her lantern with her number on it hanging up there in that tower, and they have no clue how it got there. So, you know, other things he's done, he's tossed rocks at people, little rocks. Hey, I'm here. Tink. Hit him in the back or hit him in the leg or something like that. Made noises, tried to carry on conversations. I can tell you that, morning KG, good to see you, dear. I can tell you that we played a game of yes or no with the elemental. Now, he is the only spirit that they have found out around that lion house. We were in the basement, and we played a game of yes or no with him. And he responded perfect. Yes, no, we would tell him to do something, he would come back and say no, and then go do something else. I'm not going to go into a lot of detail. You'll see in the next video. Musco Mago, good to see you, but work is calling. Have a great day. You too, Marco. You take care, my friend. Have a good day, and we'll catch you later. I'm really losing my cool with calling around to places to get in and do investigations such as Kingston's Pen and certain municipalities. However, I will not give up. I shall persevere. Never give up. Never surrender. You have to push. You have to persevere. We have a problem with it down here too, so you're not alone. We have a lot we get one yes for every 8 no's. Every 9 phone calls we make, we might get one place that will still let you investigate. The problem with that is, and you know, Danny and I have talked about it. We would love to go to Detroit. There's a lot of history in the city of Detroit. The 1812 forts, the riverways, everything. And and once again, you know, I'm not going to mention any names, but one of the big television paranormal groups went into Fort Wayne in Detroit, the old 1812 fort, and they were given certain areas they could go into, and then there were other places that were locked that that the people that owned the fort didn't want them going into. And somebody, whether it was a member of the crew, whether it was a member of the TV station film or TV channel filming crew or somebody, cut the locks and they went in. So now Fort Wayne does not allow paranormal investigations at the fort anymore. My God, driving in Detroit, even for this Jersey driver, was insane. Worse than New York. Oh, tell me about it. Tell me about it. And Detroit's one of those cities that you could be driving in a beautiful neighborhood, 135, 140-year-old homes. And just all of a sudden, you could cross an intersection and you're straight up in the ghetto. You want to roll your windows up, lock your doors, drive as fast as you can without getting a ticket to get through that area to get into the nice neighborhood on the other side of it. I was telling the story last week, the last time I went up to Ontario and done the reenactment for the Battle of Thames. We pulled off the Ambassador Bridge, hung a left, went to the first Speedway gas station we found to pull in and fill up the van to finish going back down to my buddy's place. And we pulled up at the gas station, and my buddy's out there pumping the gas. We had the windows rolled down on the van, and all of a sudden you're hearing, brah, 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 brah. And he's like, it won't pump no faster. It won't pump no faster. Ran in, paid for the gas, come back out. We were out of there, back on the highway and heading south. It didn't want, like father, like son. Hey, bud, hope you're doing well this morning. Oh, man. I'm about 45 minutes west of Detroit, and I only get over there every couple of years. I don't blame you, Chad. I don't blame you. Detroit scares the hell out of me. I'm a country boy anyway. You know, I lived in Indianapolis for a year, and it just, the best thing about Indianapolis was the nights, when there were very few people on the road. I only lived like 3 blocks from the brand new canal that's only been in there about a decade, and it's like a mile long, so I could leave my apartment, walk 2 blocks west, hit the canal, walk all the way down to just east of Monument Circle downtown, walk all the way back. And, you know, there were couples out there walking around holding hands, you know, watching the stars, watching the water go by, and that's about it. You might be lucky if you pass 12 people along the canal at night. You see here, the convenience stores, a Speedway. Hey, Blaine, good to see you, bud. Man, I'll tell you what, that was a hell of a payout on that video you put out Saturday. Dude, I couldn't believe that. I got a chance to watch it this morning real early. And it's like, dude, $400 some odd payout. That's not too awful bad. That's a pretty good day's work right there. Well, kind of, sort of a pretty good day's work. $1,000 payout be better. A grand payout would be even better. You're going to get another one here real soon, though. I got a feeling. You're gonna have a pretty damn good grand payout here again real soon. Black Donnelly's Museum and Grave in Lucan, Ontario are definite. Also some forts here in Ontario and an inn on Niagara Lake. 1812 Canadian Army Captain haunts. Very cool. I got ran off the road by an 18-wheeler who saw me, just didn't give it. Oh, yeah. Last night was pretty spectacular, too, yeah. Good. Good. It's about time it's about time the spinning and winning gods start favoring you a little bit. Got to get ready for this year's trip to Nevada. Get all your little tickets all saved up and stuff like that. Oh, goodness gracious. But yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to going back to that place again. Uh, Hopefully the next time we go back, we got a little bit smaller crew. We had guys come in from the What Goes Bump in the Night podcast. We had folks come in from oh my goodness gracious, I can't remember the name of their podcast. Um, I can't remember the name of it now. Oh my God, I feel so bad. Let me see here. Obscured State of Michigan. Obscured State of Michigan. Real cool guys. Real cool guys. Brought their girlfriends along that do investigations with them. And you'll see. You'll see. Still would love to investigate the Screaming Tunnel in Niagara Falls. Screaming Tunnel has an awesome legend to it, and I think that would be very interesting to do. Now, how do I get spinning wheel gods on my side? Blaine is the one to ask, Taryn. Every time I see him do a new game, I write down the name of it, and well, let's just say it's been so long since I've had the extra money to go to a casino. My wife works at a casino, and I don't even ever get to go because I never have the extra money to go. But I've got a list of games to look for. I want to see the falls from the Canadian side. Have a good day, everyone. See you soon. We'll see you soon, Blaine. You take care of yourself, bud. Have a good day. Good morning, Ty. Good to see you, sir. Hope you're doing well today. New York side is gross. No offense to anyone, but it's filthy. That's New York. That's it. Just blame the whole damn state. It's not just the fact that it's, you know, good or bad. It's just the whole damn state. I've never been to New York. I really want to. I would love to go up into the Susquehannas in upper New York State. For those of you that have been with the channel for a while, you know that I am descended from the Mohawk before Joseph branched off and took part of the tribe up into Canada. Um, and the land where the Longhouse was located, where the tree that you see on their wampum belt, um, that's located in the Susquehannas in Upper New York State, and I would love to go there and to visit that area sometime. I blame the city mostly, but it's the state governing body. You'd think it being a national park site in a big way. Yeah, you would think. You would think that it would be taken better care of. Hello, Mr. Wolf. Hope you're doing good today, buddy. I think I'm going to change the name of the morning show to drink whatever the hell you want in chat, because here we are only halfway through the chat. I'm coffeeed out. I've been drinking coffee for 6 hours. I'm coffeeed out. Oh, it's a shame. I'm taking kids camping today. Good. It's summer break. They need to. You need. This is the perfect time to spend daddy-daughter's time. They're on summer break. You got all the time in the world. You got all the time in the world. And even if, me personally, if I had a chance to just take my daughter out, I'd film the whole damn thing, put it on the channel. Only because I want to get her face up as much as I can. I think she's going to be the next big game reviewer. As soon as I can afford to get her the equipment she needs, because she can't do it on her little laptop. She needs sound equipment. She needs video equipment. I think she'd make a good game reviewer. And she's got that big 60-inch TV sitting in her room in there to be playing the games on. Oh, let's see here. Both these progressives managing the EA are more interested in fines than doing anything beneficial, providing services. Very true. Have you ever wanted to investigate Trail of Tears in Georgia? Derek, I would absolutely positively love to. Me personally, I don't want to do anything half-ass. I would start in North Carolina and I would go all the way to Oklahoma. And if I had my way about it, I'd do it on horseback. Only because when they started moving the Cherokee out of North Carolina, they picked up other tribes along the way. There are graves all along the Trail of Tears, going all the way out to Tahlequah, Oklahoma. I would love to do the whole trail. Maybe someday. What are we drinking next? I don't know. That's a really good question. I don't know if we are drinking diet soda or if we're going to move to something stronger. It's too early to move to something stronger. It's too early. I'd like to take them to Mark Twain National Forest right now. She's stalking my YouTube channel. Oh. That's okay. Let her stalk. Look what I can do with the girls, and you can't even see them because you're just a dirty... So my cousin, who's differently abled, no longer gets paid for cleaning up the national park, parking, and camping areas. He still does it anyway. Wow, that's awesome. Don't get paid for it, but still goes out there and does it. Saying a lot about your cousin's moral character, going out there and doing all that work for free. You could pick up fellow paranormal investigators along the way instead. Very true. Very true. Um, yeah, it did, Ty. It really honestly did until, you know, I found out just how poor my group is, and the fact that, you know, a couple of them are just starting brand new jobs, haven't got their first paycheck yet. So it all went into um, fuel and food and for the whole group, which, you know, I never got reimbursed, but that's okay. Um, where was I going with that? Oh, um, but yeah, uh, it pretty much took care of the group. And since this place is ran on donations, um, she was providing soda for people, and she went out and got ice cream, and she went out and got more hot dogs and marshmallows and buns and stuff. So when Danny got there Saturday night, Danny gave her $20. I gave her, well, everything except the last like $5, $4 and change in my pocket. Um, so yeah, it came in real handy. I'm back where I was last week again, you know. But, you know, it came in handy and it helped out. You know, we were able to give them some donations for, you know, because all that money, all the money they have is donations for the park. And she was such a great hostess and bought a bunch of stuff to help make our stay easier. They lost, oh God, they lost $300 in cabin fees. Um, just giving us cabins for the weekend for free. So, you know, it made me feel good that I was able to give something to them for making us feel like part of the group. And now they want us to come back already for a longer stay. So, but yeah, it came in real handy. State could learn from him, maybe bring this to the attention of local news. Yeah, really. Damn, y'all gassed almost $5. Dude, our gas was over $5 a gallon the other day. It went from 4.79 to 5.09 overnight. And when we were coming home yesterday from the investigation, we found it for 4.99, so it dropped back down a dime over the weekend. But I've not been down here to the gas station to see what our gas is right down the road here. That was when we seen it for 4.99. It was still over a little closer to the lake. So yeah, it's bad. It's bad. I don't see how anybody can afford to go anywhere or do anything. This is one of those situations where I'm glad I can't drive. I'm glad that my eyes are going and I can't drive because I hate sitting around the house. I hate it, but that's my only option. So I get out and I exercise and I lose weight and I try to make myself pretty. And all I ever do is just wear myself out and then sleep more. Our gas is $5. Did what it was intended for. Sorry, couldn't send the other 150 along with it. Have to wait till July. That's fine, but I understand. I understand. Another mysterious fire food plant yesterday. I filled up at 4:09 in Georgia. Yeah, see, that's what I don't understand. My mom and dad's gas is right there in Tennessee, just what, an hour north of Chattanooga. Um, Mom filled up the other day for 4.15 and drove down the road a mile and found it for 4.09 and was pissed that she lost that 6 cents a gallon on 15 gallons. I'm like, that's only 90 cents, Mom. I mean, calm down. What are you going to buy? You can't even buy a pack of gum for 90 cents anymore. Just calm down. 9 gallons cost me 48 bucks. I suggest you buy eggs or chillins, chicken. I had to take $100 out of my money this month just to get food. Oh, I know. The food cost, gas cost, everything is up, and it's harder than hell for people to survive. It just completely blows me away that, you know, everything is going up, and I keep watching all these financial pages, Reuters and stuff like that online out of New York, and they're all talking about brand new stimulus checks coming out for gas and food because Americans are starving and they can't make it back and forth to work, and they have no money to put back into the economy. And, you know, the president wants to give out $2,000 stimulus checks for gas and $2,000 stimulus checks for food. And Congress says, okay, flip a coin. Are we giving money to the American people, or are we sending money over to the Ukraine? You decide. So I think the Ukraine is winning. I spend $200 a week on smokes and gas. Welcome to the dystopian future. Oh my God, who wants us to get into poverty? Hey, I'm almost paid off my debt. Y'all have a great day. I gotta make sure I have everything packed up. Camping, plus I gotta make a couple calls before I head out. All right, Ty, you take care of yourself and have fun with them girls. Here's a thought. Let's stop financing the world. Yeah. Oh yeah, it's no big secret. I was actually talking to somebody over the weekend, and you know, it's no big secret. He's already into the first stages of dementia. He just had a medical procedure done a year before he was picked to run as president. He didn't want to run for president. His party made him run for president. He wanted nothing to do with it. His wife even advised him against it. He is a figurehead. If anything happens to him, Harris becomes president. Anything happens to her, Pelosi becomes president. That's why they got somebody in his condition. You watch. I can almost guarantee he will not finish his 4-year term. There's rusty guys. He told me earlier there was no way he was going to make it in here to this morning, and look at him. Where there's a will, there's a way, because he loves his history. 1639, Massachusetts grants 500 acres of land to erect a gunpowder mill. 1772, Haitian explorer Jean-Baptiste Ponty de Sable settles in Chicago. He's a puppet. He's a puppet. 1787, Franklin College founded, Lancaster, Pennsylvania, now part of Franklin and Marshall College. Yeah, see, Sasquatch, I agree with you. He is. He is so far gone. I'm surprised you don't get an EMF reading when you walk past him. I mean, it's just, it's bad. It's bad. 1813, U.S. invasion of Canada halted at Stony Creek. 1816, 10 inches of snowfall in New England, part of a year without a summer, which followed the eruption of Mount Tambora in Indonesia. 1831, Second U.S. National Black Convention. I'm serious as hell. That poor dude, and that's the one thing I feel sorry about. You know, when I seen him down in Uvalde, Texas with his wife, and you could tell he was crying. And then automatically, man, he fires in trying to make changes to make our schools safer for the kids and stuff like that. But the poor dude is so far gone already. I'm surprised that we don't. I'm surprised you don't get an EMF reading on him. His animatronic at Disney looks more natural. 1848, New York Yacht Club holds its first annual regatta, won by the schooner Canelia. 1861, Lincoln's cabinet declares Union government will pay for expenses once state has mobilized volunteers. 1862, Battle of Memphis, fought on the Mississippi River. Union forces defeat Confederate fleet, leading to the city's surrender. 1862, skirmish at Harrisonburg, Virginia, sees the Confederates win with a minor victory in the Battle of Goods Farm. Got the hiccup, sorry guys. 1863, Battle of Milliken's Bend, Louisiana and Williamsport, Maryland. Reagan at a couple times wasn't in the best of shape, but we've not had another one like him since. That's a man right there that took his job serious, and he had a lot of big plans. He had a lot of big plans. 1864, Battle of Lake Chico, Lake Chicot, Lake Chicot, Chicot, Arkansas, Dutch Bayou. 1882, electric iron patented by Henry W. Seeley, New York City. 1889, Great Fire in Seattle destroys 25 downtown blocks. Pretty fucked up. 1892, Chicago's South Side Elevated Railroad opens. Well, the first 3.6 miles did. Alright, I'm killing this coffee pot. My eyeballs are starting to float. 1896, Frank Samuelson and George Harbaugh leave New York Harbor to row across the Atlantic. Their 55-day record for rowing was not broken for 114 years. 1900, U.S. Congress passes Act authorizing a civil code and government for the territory of Alaska after gold discoveries bring lawlessness and disorder to the area. 1904, National Tuberculosis Association organizes in Atlantic City, New Jersey. It's true. Even good things come out of New Jersey. I got to get over there sometime. Got to go over there and visit Rusty, visit Taryn, since we're obviously never going to get Taryn to Michigan. Go over there and visit Wild West City. Visit the place where Charles Lindbergh flew out of. Visit the place where the Hindenburg crashed. You know, all those things that are only about 45 minutes from Rusty's house, because New Jersey's about that big. 1916, voters in East Cleveland approves women's suffrage. They were suffering a lot longer than, 1916. A paranormal hottie. Through this summer, I'm thinking of going to Halifax Harbor, do history special and paranormal investigation on the Great Halifax explosion. Very cool. Very cool. And not just Halifax, the Halifax explosion. There's a lot of history in that whole area down or up through there. So that could actually be a couple, 3 different videos right there, bud. 1923, gangster Albert Anastasia is convicted of illegal possession of a firearm and sentenced to 2 years in prison. It's a gangster. Of course he had an illegal firearm. I mean, geez, what do they expect? He wasn't delivering flowers, for God's sakes. 1925, Walter Chrysler founds automotive manufacturer Chrysler Corporation. There's my cup. Time to move on to my alternate drink. I got to dilute this coffee out of my system before I start peeing brown. I'll be there for you. These 5 words I swear to you. When you breathe, I wanna be there for you. I'll be there for you. I'm living for you. Steal sun from the sky for you. Look, still looking for you. I'll be there for you. 1931, There Ought to Be a Moonlight Savings Time by Guy Lombardo hits #1. (1931) George Gershwin and Ira Gershwin's musical Girl Crazy, starring Ginger Rogers and featuring debut of Ethel Merman, closes at the Albin Theater in New York City after 272 performances. 1932, the Revenue Act of 1932 is enacted, creating the first gas tax, in the United States at a rate of 1 cent per gallon. Now we know who to blame. I might even do an investigation at the Titanic Cemetery in Halifax, complete with spirit box. Very cool. Very cool. 1933, Richard Hollingshead opens the world's first drive-in movie theater on Admiral Wilson Boulevard in Pennsauken, New Jersey. 1933, U.S. Employment Service created. 1934, Securities and Exchange Commission established. Oh, we have inclement weather coming in the next 24 hours. What else is new? Was he from New Jersey by any chance? Um, I don't know, but there's a lot of New Jersey stuff into more in today's uh, today in history. That's for sure. Hey, Tony, good to see you, bud. I was wondering where you was hiding at. What turned out to be Hooker's Heaven, Admiral Wilson Boulevard. Wow. 1936, aviation gasoline first produced commercially, Paulsboro, New Jersey. See? Just keeps proving over and over again. Today's Today in History is pretty much all about New Jersey. 1939, New York Supreme Court Justice J.F. Crater legally declared dead. The gas tax raiser. raised it to the unimaginable cost of 1 cent per gallon. 1 cent per gallon these days, guys, we would be sitting pretty. Instead of, $1 a gallon going here and 50 cents a gallon going there. Could you imagine just do away with those taxes? I mean, gas would be sitting down about $3.50 a gallon. Well, no, because you've got federal, state, and local taxes. So gas would be sitting about $2.75 a gallon without all those taxes. So damn them all to hell for raising up our gas taxes. Should have stayed at a penny a gallon. Called up and reloading videos. Yep. Dude, I've been up working all morning long on the one from the weekend. So video 1 of 3 will be up today sometime. Ben Franklin is in daylight savings time. Couldn't leave things alone. 1941, first U.S. Navy vessel constructed as mine layer, USS Terror CM-5, launched from Philadelphia Naval Yard. My father's ship was mothballed in Philadelphia Yard. At least you was able to get a piece of it. 1942, first nylon parachute jump, Hartford, Connecticut, Adeline Gray. Yep, there it is. Rain on and off. Go frickin' figure. I wanted to get out and mow the yard today when I got the house done, or at least start the yard. (1944) Alaska Airlines commences operations. Bum, bum, bum. Man, did y'all see those numbers drop? That was terrible. We were sitting at like 13 and dropped to 8. I don't know if people just all of a sudden lost their internet or what the deal was. Would you like to have been the first guy to try out that nylon parachute? No. 1946, Henry Morgan is first to take off shirt on TV. Yep. They were ghosts. Yeah, obviously they don't care about history. Oh, I see the numbers coming back up now. I would say, honestly, it was probably the weather. 1949, It Pays to Be Ignorant game show debut on CBS TV. Well, you know they say ignorance is bliss. 1949, WKY, now KTVY, TV Channel 4 in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, NBC affiliate, first broadcast. Yummy. 1960, Roy Orbison releases Only the Lonely. Only the Lonely. I believe there's pirate treasure buried on Oak Island, or is it the Knights Templar treasure? 1941, U.S. Navy fighter squadron disappears, never to be seen. So a lot of stories about Oak Island. A lot of stories about Oak Island. 1960, Steve Allen's show last airs on NBC TV. (1966) Civil rights activist James Meredith wounded by white sniper in Mississippi. These gas prices drive down truck sales, so the prices drop, like to buy a new truck. One could only hope. One could only hope. Hope these gas prices drive down a lot of prices so people can afford to start living at least comfortably. 1966, Gemini 9 completes 45 orbits after rendezvous with angry alligator. (1966) Stokely Carmichael launches Black Power movement. (1968) WKHA TV Channel 35 in Hazard, Kentucky, a PBS station, begins broadcasting. 1968, Senator Robert F. Kennedy dies from his wounds after he was shot the previous night. Wonder if it started with a Wham song. Very possible. WKHA. Come on with this thing out. Let me see here. It's possible they could have. 1971, Air West Flight 706 collides with U.S. Marine Corps F-4B Phantom jet over Los Angeles, killing all 49 on board, the DC-6 and the pilot of the F-4B. 1950, American Pan Am flight disappears only to reappear at an American airport in 1991. Yeah, very few would get that. Don't need no TikToks on there. Don't need none of that on there. It's all junk. 1971, John Lennon and Yoko Ono unannounced appearance at Fillmore East in New York City. 1971, WHAE, now WGNX TV, Channel 46 in Atlanta, Georgia, a CBN affiliate, begins broadcasting. Good morning, Richie. Hope you're doing well this morning. You actually made it in before we started walking out the door. "1971, final broadcast of the Ed Sullivan Show, a repeat from 7 February on CBS TV. Yeah, goodness gracious. Tell you what, these long nights, the last couple of nights, and all the walking, I'm surprised I didn't sleep right through this morning. But like I said, I've been up for 6.5 hours. I'm ready to go back to bed. There we go. Okay, that's what I'm saying. 1977, Washington Post reports U.S. has developed neutron bomb. Dude, I've been drinking coffee for the last 5 hours. 6 hours. I just turned the coffee pot off. My eyeballs were starting to float. My blue eyes were turning brown. It was time to get off the coffee and onto something else. 1977, Doobie Brothers sponsor a golf classic and concert at Calabasas Park Country Club and Century Plaza Hotel in Los Angeles to benefit the United Way. "1977, Supreme Court tosses out automatic death penalty laws. Good goodness gracious sakes. 1978, Proposition 13 cuts California property taxes 57%. It's pretty good. Actually made living in California somewhat affordable. Of course, it isn't anymore, but I mean, back in 1978, pretty damn good. Cut taxes by 57%. 1978 U.S. TV news program 2020, created by Roone Arledge, premieres on ABC. Come on, work your way out, little fella. Yeah, I know. That's what she said. In 1982, Bernard Glassman installed as abbot of Zen Center, New York. That's what I need. I need to get my Zen centered. That's exactly what I need. 1983, 17th Music City News Country Awards. Marty Robbins and Roy Acuff win. (1983) Nicaragua expels 3 U.S. diplomats. Wonder why. 1983, Betty White becomes first woman to win Outstanding Game Show Host at Daytime Emmy Awards for NBC's Just Men. Oh, Betty. R.I.P., woman, you ornery old thing, you. And she was ornery. I don't think I'll ever forget her character on Lake Placid. That old foul-mouthed, dirty old woman sitting there feeding them alligators. 1986, Storms of Life debut album of Randy Travis is released. Billboard Album of the Year 1987. (1988) Second Music City News Country Awards. Randy Travis and the Statler Brothers win. My grandma loved the Statler Brothers. Statler Brothers and the Oak Ridge Boys. 1988, 3 giant turtles found in Bronx sewage plant. In 1988, George H.W. Bush makes campaign promise to support reparations for World War II to Japanese American internees. Of course, promise was broken May 89. But, you know. 1990 Second International Rock Awards. (1991) Dana Plato. Of course, we all remember Dana Plato. She was the daughter on, what was that bloody show called with her and Arnold and Willis and Mr. Drummond. She was the daughter on that, and She later appeared in Playboy when that show ended, and very soon after, Different Strokes, thank you, Tony, later died from years of drug and alcohol abuse. 1991, NBC announces Jay Leno will succeed Johnny Carson as host of The Tonight Show on May 25th, 1992. 1992, Ben Vereen suffers injuries when hit by a car. Now, Facts of Life was the one with Tootie and Blair and Joe and Mrs. Garrett. And Mrs. Garrett actually started off on Different Strokes. I do remember that. She was the housekeeper on Different Strokes that worked for Mr. Drummond. So, 1994, 28th Music City News Country Awards, Alan Jackson and Ray Stevens win awards. Ray Stevens. He's everywhere. He's everywhere. Santa Claus is watching you. In 1998, TV sitcom Sex and the City premieres in the U.S. on HBO, starring Sarah Jessica Parker, Kim Cattrall, Kristen Davis, and Cynthia Nixon. In 2002, The Bourne Identity, directed by Doug Liman and starring Matt Damon, premieres in Los Angeles, California. 2002, my God, was it that long ago? In 2005, United States Supreme Court votes to ban medical marijuana in Gonzalez versus Reich. In 2015, convicted killers Richard Matt and David Sweet break out of Clinton Correctional Facility in Dannemora, New York. In 2018, convicted drug trafficker Alice Johnson granted clemency by U.S. President Donald Trump after Kim Kardashian highlights case. In 2019, on 50th anniversary of Stonewall riots, New York City's police commissioner James O'Neill apologizes for his department's actions during the 1969 raid on the Stonewall Inn. And that's all right, Rusty, man. Thanks for making time. Thanks for making time. I really appreciate that. I mean, I completely did not expect you to have the time to pop in. But thank you so much for coming in and doing Today in History. You know how much I appreciate that. But you take care, get your stuff done. Don't push yourself. We'll talk to you later. Well, you know, at least the rain today has saved me from pushing myself. Because, you know, it's like I said at the beginning, I was gone the whole weekend, and, you know, this weekend was our very first beach bash here in town. My daughter's been sick all weekend long with her allergies. She went to bed last night, and from here down looked like a glazed donut. Her eyes are all puffy. She didn't want to talk. Her throat hurt. So she's still sleeping right now. And, but nothing got done around here all weekend long. Grandma was gone, so the wife went and enjoyed the beach bash on Saturday night with her school friends and stuff. So I got the house to clean today, and I said I was going to mow. But Mother Nature, once again, saved the day. So I really need to set aside the next few days to finish the stock in 30-06. That'd be cool. Man, we are down to less than 10 minutes already. Time flies. Of course, when this ends, I'm going to get back on the video. Video 1 of 3 video series on our investigation this weekend at the City of David, at Eden Springs. That place is active. I mean, when have you guys ever known me to do a 3 video series on any investigation? When have you ever known me to do a 2 video series on any investigation? That's how much stuff we got. Between the history of the location, the history of the paranormal activity at that location, just witnessed since it was taken over by the group that has it now, that's reconditioning and redoing the place back to its former glory. They've experienced a lot, and we experienced a lot. So I'm really waiting on, I can't wait to show you guys this thing. This is amazing. Gotta get trash out. Good days. I did too. I completely spaced it being a Monday. Started my morning off, and as soon as the wife left, I looked over at that trash can and thought, oh crap, it's Monday. And I just heard the trash guys come out the window out here. and pick up our east-west roads. They'll be hitting the north-south roads here real soon, so I'm glad I got ours out in time. But you have a good day, Tony. Take care of yourself, and we'll catch you here in a couple days. Well, a few days. Of course, Danny and I will be live Wednesday evening on Unrestricted Paranormal. We've got a couple of really cool guests set up for Wednesday evening. It's going to be a good show. Oh, goodness gracious sakes. Everybody got all quiet now. Of course, I will do part 2 and part 3 from our investigation this past weekend. This week, next Friday, like I said earlier, Mark and I will be taking off for Napanee, Indiana. The Days, the Blue and the Gray Civil War reenactment. There's a lot of history with that ground as well. I will be doing both a video on the event, and Saturday evening I will be doing a little bit of paranormal work out on that property as well. There have been some accidents on that property with the building of the barns of Napanee. Some of the Amish folks, sadly, gave their lives on that property, building the barns and stuff. That place, formerly known as Amish Acres, a lot of history there. So I will be doing a video on that property, the Civil War reenactment, and a little bit of paranormal work on Saturday night. So, what's up, Buck? Good to see you, bud. Better late than never, man. Be walking out the door here in about a minute and a half. But it's good to see you. I'm glad you could join us this morning. The guys just ran a bus. One of the guys just ran a bus through the shop door. Maybe he shouldn't be putting so much Irish cream in that Irish coffee in the morning. I would suggest to him that he starts going out and buying that Irish cream flavored creamer and quits using the Irish cream. Definitely a Monday. You are correct, sir. Definitely a Monday. Just picked up a package at post office box. Good morning, Ian. Good to see you, buddy. Hope you're doing well. But it's that time, guys. We are out of time here this morning. Of course, like I said, I'm going to do my best to be on tonight. It just depends on whether or not I'm awake or not. This weekend wore me out. I got video 1 of 3 to finish. Then I'm going to go take a nap after I clean the house and get ready for the week and finish the video. And then I'll start the second video. Busy day, busy day. It is a Monday. But that's all for now, guys. Like I said, I'll do my best to be on tonight. Right now, the plan is to be live 7 o'clock tonight, p.m. Eastern Standard Time, as usual. But until then, y'all take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. God bless you. God love you. I do. We'll catch y'all later. Have a good day.